Welcome everyone to a bonus episode of MPC on MCP. We're going to call this one episode 10.5. Just going to jump straight on, and we're just going to talk about a few almost exclusives because not many people have seen these yet. So we have me and Pat bumped into each other down in the gaming store just a few hours ago, and to pick up our new releases that came into stock today, which were the Mr. Sinister pack, the Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch pack, and the Sin and Viper pack. Being the massive nerds we are, we just opened them up in the shop to have a quick look because we realised we hadn't actually seen all of the Sinister or Scarlet Witch cards yet.
Yeah.
And
obviously we had the live stream that sort of told us what the cards did, sort
not
of,
all of them,
and not all of them. That was the big thing.
Yeah, we definitely had seen a couple, or talked about a couple, but certainly the crises, and certainly a couple of the cards we have not seen or not even hinted at really.
Nope.
So we're going to jump on now. Now, a couple of the photos have been shared in the Discord already that I sent over to Wargamer Dad, and he chucked them up in the Discord. So people have had a chance to have a little look and chat about it, but we wanted to come on, do this, and show off the cards to everyone that may not have seen it just yet. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to bring this up now. We're going to start with the boring stuff. Well, not boring.
I was about to say, we're doing these. We are doing these. Cool.
Not boring, but we're going to.
No, I think they're really good actually. I like both of these cards.
I like both the cards.
I think if you're playing Sin and Crossbones, yeah.
We have seen these. These have been seen before, but this is the two cards that come with Sin and Viper. I was going to say Sin and Crossbones then.
Oh yeah.
But we have seen these before, so not going to go too much into it. But obviously we're not going to talk about the characters tonight because we'll be coming to those
sooner rather than later.
Yeah, absolutely. So Ash and Cinder start the activation phase. Sin or Crossbones can spend 2 power to play this card. Place a demolition charge within range 3 of this character. During the next cleanup phase, all characters within 2 of the demolition charge gain the stun condition and suffer 2 damage. Destroy all terrain features size 3 or less within range 2 of the demolition charge token, and then remove the token from the battlefield. Thoughts, Pat? Go.
I really like this. I don't know how often we'll see it. I think we might see the other one slightly more often. However, it's difficult because all characters within 2 are going to gain the stun and suffer 2 damage, friends or foe. So I think it's going to be very difficult to sort of make a scenario where you're not getting anybody hit by this thing and your opponent's getting more than one. It's really good. I mean, and it's not that expensive. 2 power to do this. 2 power, and if you're getting 2 enemies, I think 2 power for 4 damage and 2 stuns and destroying terrain. That's actually pretty big. Like that is like the ceiling of this card is quite high, but I feel like the floor of this card is quite low. So you're gonna get very swingy ashes.
It's a little bit of board control though. I quite like it. Obviously, you have to do it at the very start of the activation phase.
Exactly, that's the big one.
And so people know where it's going to be. So they either adjust their strategies or they just go, do you know what? I'm just going to take it.
Yeah.
So it's definitely the chance to deny 2 or 3 victory points in turn to someone if they sort of are afraid of it. But yeah, and I think that's a very it's not subtle.
It really isn't. But I like it, and I'll probably play it.
I think I'll try it definitely.
Yeah, next one's cool. Illicit Tech. So this is unaffiliated and it's active. During Crossbone or Sin's activation, they may spend 1 power to play this card. So not that expensive. It's a really cheap tactics card here. This character may use the attack shown above once this activation. That's very cool. After the attack is resolved, this character gains power equal to damage dealt. So it's a 1 power builder. After the attack is resolved, the target character and enemy characters within 2 gain the Incinerate special condition. Okay, like we just keep adding good stuff here. This attack roll can only have dice added to the attack roll from crits, and you cannot modify its attack. You can't modify the attack dice. But what is the attack itself? So it's an energy attack, ex-bosun plasma rifle, range 5, 6 dice. What do you think?
Solid. It's a solid attack. It's got good range. The fact that you could, turn 1, whack down some incinerate on quite a few characters potentially. Obviously, maybe not Crossbones because he's a bit slow to do that. But I mean, but even then, it does give Crossbones the option to get an attack early.
That was what I was.
Doesn't have currently.
Yeah, that's what I think. Because Sin already has Sin has a ranged attack. Is it 4 or 3? I can't remember. It's a 3. It's 3. So it's not super long. But yeah, Crossbones, someone who we know historically struggles with getting there. At least he can do something while getting there. And yeah, I think range 5, 6 dice energy attack that builds power. And then on top of that can sort of just hand out the incinerate condition.
The fact it's an energy attack is key as well, I think.
Yeah, I think on bunched up scenarios, maps, maybe something like that.
Lucky there's not too many of those.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to talk about any today. But yeah, I think particularly in say Criminal Syndicate, where obviously both Crossbones and Sin are affiliated, you don't actually have access to many sort of not physical attacks. So I think just having that on a tactics card is good. Nice.
I will be probably using that one. Ash and Cinder I'll probably use or give it a go, but I can't see it propping up too many times. So that's it really on the Sin and Viper pack. Obviously the Sin and Viper themselves, we've discussed those over the last couple of episodes anyway, so if you've seen the last couple of episodes, at the end of the episode, if you're just interested in Sin and Viper, we do take a look at both of their cards, and that was the last 2 episodes, so 9 and 10. Right, moving on, we have the Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch pack. Now I'm going to jump to their tactics cards first.
Perfect.
We got 4 tactics cards for these 2
lovely jubbly
twins. So you can go first this time. Pick one.
Awesome. So I'll go top left. The Whims of Chaos. So this is unaffiliated. It's an active tactics card. Scarlet Witch may spend any number of power to play this card. Now, Matt and I both looked at each other in the shop, and whenever you hear the words "may spend any number of power to play this card," it's probably going to be good.
It's going to have something good.
It's going to do something. But what can it do? Well, you choose 1 non-dazed character within 3 of Scarlet Witch for each power spent to play this card. Each chosen ally may remove 1 damage or a special condition. Each chosen enemy character gains 1 of the following special conditions: Hex, Root, or Incinerate. So what do you think for this one?
I think this is fairly obviously. If you want a bit of control, if you want a bit of healing, it can do both. Chuck out those incinerates, which is always good. Hex and Root as well. I know Root's not really a thing that comes up too often, so having the option to be able to chuck that out as well is interesting. People might not be looking at it, but I think Incinerate's the big one there. Yeah. And obviously, but the heals on your friends as well. So if and arguably, if you bunched up on something like, I don't know, like an EMAP, and you've got enough power, that could be a lot of healing going around.
A lot of enemies and a lot of allies. Because the thing is, we haven't talked about Scarlet Witch yet. We're going to pretty soon.
Tomorrow, in fact, probably.
Is it? Interesting. Awesome. That's very cool. What I will say about her as a little sneak peek, I don't think she's going to be very power starved. I think she's going to have excess power.
I think she'll be fine, especially if she's sitting around with Magneto.
Ooh, yeah. But yeah, I think this is a really cool card. I think, if you say pay 3 power and you heal 2 of yours and do something on an enemy, or you just decide, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to put a bunch of Incinerate out, and I think that's worth 3 power. If you could put Incinerate out on 3 different characters and then go and attack them after that.
Now, she can choose herself for the healing as well, can't she?
Yep. because she is within
It doesn't
3.
say other allied character.
Yeah, it doesn't say other ally. So yeah, absolutely. So you can heal yourself and then pump out incinerate 3 times. Yeah, I think this is big. I think any way in which you can get incinerate out, you should probably be looking to do that. Because if you incinerate your opponent, they're probably going to get dazed and or KO'd much quicker.
It definitely gives them that thought to, do I shake this?
And it's a really pretty card.
Yeah. They are. I should have got the backs as well. I didn't really think of it. I'm going to jump down to go for Quicksilver's card. He's going to ask, can I borrow that? Which is a cool card. He's snatching Hawkeye's glasses off of him. This is an unaffiliated reactive card. After an attack made by an allied Quicksilver that damaged an enemy holding an asset token is resolved, Quicksilver may spend 2 power to play this card, move the asset token from the target character to Quicksilver. He picks up and is now holding that token. This card does not allow a character to hold more tokens than the crisis specifies.
Yeah.
Now we haven't discussed Quicksilver yet.
No. So that'll probably be next week.
That will be tomorrow because of the episode that we're going to do.
Okay.
Because they dropped. I'm doing Brotherhood.
Yes, you're doing Brotherhood. Nice.
So both of these characters are going to get talked about tomorrow rather than in the reveal part of the show.
Cool.
And Sinister as well. Even though he's not Brotherhood, I'm going to be discussing Sinister because I feel like it's the right time to do it. Yeah, I mean, 2 power, steal an objective. It seems like the only downside is Quicksilver's attacks are not the greatest. His spend is not bad, like, don't get me wrong, but obviously then you're spending 4 power to get to do this, 2 for the attack and 2 for this card. But
got to do what you got to do.
Got to do what you got to do, and if he does grab it and he's still got an action to move away, then good luck catching him.
Yeah, I mean, Amora's Kiss it costs 3. So
fair point. Yeah,
this costing 2 with just the caveat of having to deal damage to an opponent.
It's not bad.
I think not bad.
I think it's one of those ones. If I only had his builder, I wouldn't try and rely on it.
Yeah, I completely agree. But yeah, I think it's very flavorful. There are some things that Quicksilver can't do, as we'll probably see tomorrow, when he's holding an objective, which probably stops this from being like an auto take. Yeah. I think if he could use his superpower while holding an objective, that would probably break this. Like, not break this card, but almost be like, are you playing Quicksilver? Well, you take Can I Borrow That? It's almost like with Deception and Mystique, where they come hand in hand. I don't think Can I Borrow That is quite in the same ballpark as that, but it is super powerful. I mean, we've seen it with Siren's Call, how clutch the ability is to just be like, yoink, I'm taking that.
Oh yeah, it's definitely useful, and
you're gonna see it played, so just be prepared for it. If you see Quicksilver,
it's something you've got to be aware of.
Look after that.
Absolutely.
I'll go for No More Mutants.
Cool.
So I'll just take the 2 Scarlet Witch ones. Again, really, you're not gonna be able to see it. Really pretty card. Like, I really love the art on that one. So yeah, No More Mutants. We sort of predicted this outside of a video. We sort of went, oh, she's going to have a Team Tactics card called No More Mutants. What's it going to do? And we were pretty close. Yeah. So it's an unaffiliated reactive superpower. When an enemy character within 5 of an allied Scarlet Witch spends 1 or more power to use an active or reactive superpower, Scarlet Witch may spend 3 to play this card. The enemy superpower has no effect and cannot be used again for the rest of this turn, but the enemy character still spends the power cost of that superpower and is considered to have used the superpower. So for all those superpowers that are only once per turn, you've used it. What do you think, Matt?
We've seen this card before. You never see it played because it's for Evermore. So
I think you'll see this one a bit more.
I think you might see this one a little bit more. Yeah, it's pretty strong. I think it works best on defensive abilities, where they can be using it every turn, like Bodyguard or
Bodyguard is a big one. Like adding defense dice or
anything where you can just like constantly use it. If you can shut that down, even if they've spent 2 power to use it once and you've just gone there. You can't have that. I think it's really good. We did predict it would be a bit stronger than that.
I think we wanted it.
But I think that they did the right thing in doing this. But it's I don't think we'll see it a lot, actually. I think we'll see it, but I don't think we're going to see it a lot. That's my prediction.
Okay. Why are you a little bit down on it? Is it just the cost?
I think it's 3 cost. And
three cost is
one turn. I guess most tactics cards are only kind of 1 turn. I just feel like, is it giving you enough of a bonus compared to some other cards that we're going to that we've seen or going to see to be an auto include kind of like in your 8 and especially in your 5? I don't see it. Maybe it's in your 8, but you only choose it if you see it a specific few characters across the table from you. Like Thanos just shutting off his Death's Decree would be quite good.
Ooh, yeah, that's a nice one. Some of those aggressive lists as well.
Yeah.
Like the hit you back lists.
So
that's fair.
Definitely, I think maybe more you might see it more often in the 8, but less often in the 5.
I'm going to be playing it, guys. I want to play Scarlet Witch all the time, so you'll see it at some point.
Going to be in my Brotherhood, so
you'll see.
So
last but not least is
obviously apparently I am difficult to please. This is the only Brotherhood of Mutants of the 4 card. It's an active card, and it requires quite a lot to do. But oh my god, if this happens, you're having a very good turn. So it reads: if an allied Scarlet Witch has dazed or KO'd an enemy character this round, and an allied Quicksilver has interacted with or picked up an objective token this round, Magneto may play this card. No cost. You may remove an activated token from Magneto. Oh.
I mean, the words "remove an activated token" are on this card, and whenever those words are on anything, you need to be thinking, especially on a character as powerful as Magneto, guys.
I know.
Like, that is huge. That is so big. Yes, you have a million hoops to jump through. I mean, you technically have 2 hoops to jump through.
I mean,
but it will feel like a million hoops to jump through at some point. But boy, will it be good.
When you see their cards, you'll realise this is actually probably easier to pull off than it sounds first.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say the harder one is the Scarlet Witch dazing, and I only say harder because of it's dice related. So a dice spike goes against you or whatever, then
what?
You might you might miss out. But generally speaking, I think this is very doable. Pick the right targets, and you could use it like you could activate Magneto first, weaken someone, let Scarlet Witch finish them off, get Quicksilver to have an objective, then play the card.
I mean, spoilers. I think Scarlet Witch is going to be okay at dazing people.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, I don't.
And she's going to be pretty consistent with both mitigating dice spikes and getting dice spikes.
Yeah, we'll see that. We're going to see that tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
that's just a little sneak peek.
Overall, I think this card's going to be pretty good to play. I think it's going to be seen quite a bit. If you're playing the 3 characters, it's going to be.
If you're playing those 3, and to be honest, I think you're going to see that a lot. Yeah, I think you're going to see that a lot, like you say. That's what is it? A core of 14?
6/5. Core 14, 6/5 or 3.
I think that could be a really interesting core for the Brotherhood now. And then still have access. And still have access to Toad, Sabretooth, and Mystique as a season to flavour.
Absolutely, yeah.
Awesome.
Now they came with one more card in the pack.
Did they?
They did, and it is this one. It's a Crisis. I'm going to let you take this one.
Awesome. Okay, so this is Research Station Attacked. It's an extraction, and it's 16 threat. So the setup is an EMAP. You place 1 researcher onto the central point on map E, and then you place 2 evacuation points on the other 2 points. You score 2 victory points if you are securing the researcher during the cleanup phase. So if you just have the researcher, you will get 2 VPs. Then a player scores 2 VPs if the researcher was within 1 of their evacuation points during the cleanup phase. So a possible 4 victory points available for you there. Not only that, but during the power phase, the researcher may move. If a player is securing the researcher, they may place it within 2 of its current position. The evac point farthest from a player's battlefield edge is their evacuation point. So it's capture the flag map.
Yeah, like a reverse capture the flag. You're running like forwards. Yeah.
I think the main reason that it isn't your evacuation point is that would be maybe potentially too easy.
Potentially too easy.
Yeah.
And
so, at least you need to go into your enemy's lines a little bit.
Yeah, it gives them a chance because you're scoring, then you're moving him. Obviously, instantly, then you're giving him. I mean, I guess it depends where you move. You don't have to move him straight towards the evac point. You could move him off to the side or whatever. But assuming you're going for those 4 VPs, you are moving him closer to the enemy. So you're giving them a chance to then, nick it off you. But I think that's a good balancing point. Do you try and keep hold of him for 2, or do you go for those push forward and go for the 4? And it's an EMAP.
Yeah, love it. And it's not going to be the only one we took back today. Spoilers. But yeah, I really like the idea of this scenario because there is a catch-up element to it as well. So if you're slightly behind and you're thinking, well, I've got to push for this 4 VP for like the next turn or the turn and a half, or next activations and whatnot, it can allow you to catch up a little bit, but at a big cost or a big risk even. I think like you said, the other game plan of just scoring the 2 victory points and not bothering ever to evacuate is probably fine. And if anything, that's probably a good reason or a good thing that we no longer have hired muscle in the format, because I think hired muscle with this would have been quite unfun. Yes, it's only 2 victory points if you're doing that and you're just hogging the researcher and not doing anything with them. Yeah, basically he's mine. You're not taking him. But I think that would have been too easy and too consistent with hired muscle. So
I'm looking forward to playing this on Criminal Syndicate though, because
I'm looking forward to playing this in general. I love this kind of thing where
it's I mean, like they said, it's very much an extraction that plays like a secure.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly that. You don't need to roll to see if you find the thing. The thing's just there. Both players know where it is at the beginning of the game.
Also,
yeah.
Do you know what I managed? Because it says evac point, right? I was like, you score the 4 VPs, and then he's gone. I've just realised he doesn't go anywhere.
No.
Like, you can score more than
like
4 VPs.
Or is it like Herb? Yeah.
Yeah, you can score like 2, 2, 4, 4.
I mean, if you do that, you're doing very well.
Probably winning, yeah. But or your opponent's doing something very wrong. But yeah.
But it's interesting because whatever the secures are as well, if you're on a big wide secure and you think, you know what, I'm just going to kind of give up on those, maybe there is a chance for you to do something with the evacuation point.
Yeah. I definitely think it's possible. Yeah.
I fear a MODOK or an Enchantress or whatever just stopping you from ever getting into the evacuation point would.
Yeah, there's definitely
Shuri just pushing you away. But yeah, and I like that it doesn't slow you down because, like you said in the shop, you're never actually holding the researcher, so there's no like you're just like ushering. Come on, this way. Come
walk towards the bad guys.
Yeah, for some reason we parked the bus like over there. But yeah, I look forward to playing this one, and we definitely will be playing this one at some point. And 100%. I'll probably be taking it in a few lists as well. I think, I think there's a few lists I've been playing with could use something like this.
Yeah, this goes into my Criminal Syndicate.
Yeah, cool.
Right, so that is the Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver pack. So pretty exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Very cool indeed.
I like the tactics cards that they came with. The Crisis was like the cherry on the top. A really cool new extraction / kind of secure Crisis.
Yeah, I like the fact that it is like a secure. It's cool.
Then I took a look at Mr. Sinister's box though.
Wait, yeah, we did. Open
no, we did it in this order.
Because I didn't actually pick up the Mr. Sinister box.
You didn't,
but I will be. this week.
You are now, yeah.
Just gotta go back and get it.
I don't blame you after sort of having a little look. I think, I'll do tactics cards first again.
Yeah, it's definitely tactics cards first. Yeah.
Do you know what, I'm gonna jump straight to the one with the blocker text here.
Yeah, you can take that one. I know it's your favorite thing ever.
This is game changing, not game breaking, but certainly game changing. How many times in a game have you gone, I just wish I had like another character on the table?
They did it. The Mad Lads did it.
So we have Mr. Sinister's cloning banks. Now, this is an unaffiliated card because currently he has no affiliation. He's not even on the unaffiliated list. I double checked. He's nowhere currently. It's a reactive card. During any cleanup phase, I'm going to probably imagine if you're playing this card, it's turn 1. There's no negative to playing it turn 1. This is absolutely, I think you just play it. Mr. Sinister may play this card. When this card is played, set it near the battlefield instead of discarding it. During each cleanup phase, including this one, in which this card is played, Mr. Sinister may move any number of genetic sample tokens from himself to this card. Now, that's just one of his little mechanics. He gains genetic sample tokens. He can never have more than 3 on him in one turn. So
this is where you can put all your excess ones.
The maximum you're getting is 3, but if you've got 3 at the end of the turn, you're like, I'll just chuck it on there. Even if you've got 2, you definitely want to be sort of recycling these and putting them on this card. If this card has been played during any power phase, so in theory, it could be turn 2, you may remove any number of genetic sample tokens from this card and discard it. Why would you do that, you ask? Well, if you do, place an unused character from your roster with a threat level equal to half the number of genetic samples removed or lower into play within range 1 of an allied Mr. Sinister. The unused character gains 3 power and is now a part of your squad.
I just love that it gains 3 power as well. I
know. It's not like they're coming fresh in either.
They're like, we've been here the whole time.
Like, they've just been chilled at the back, just getting some power, mate.
This is so cool, man. I say
it's not game breaking, but my God, I would not be surprised if this ends up restricted in 6 months or less.
I think we should caveat this at some point. Obviously, you can spend an odd number of genetic samples, and as per the rules in this game, you round up.
Yeah.
So if you were to put 3,
turn 1,
3 on turn 1.
3 turn 1 means you can get a 2.
Very doable. Yeah, very doable. I think with this character.
Well, I mean, read the next card and we'll see that. Exactly. That's very, very doable.
Very, very doable. Basically, you can get an extra 2 threat on the battlefield at the beginning of the game, or at the beginning of the second round with 3 power. An Okoye ready to bodyguard, a Toad ready to snatch something away. Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah. Just
very,
so
very,
good.
very cool. And then I think it'll be pretty easy on turn 3 to be able to get up to a 5 threat. 3.
Yeah, I mean
3 threat is what I meant. Yeah.
I mean turn. Well, I mean I think the beginning. Yeah, sorry, I know what you mean now. Yeah, beginning of turn 3, having a 3 threat character. Yeah. I mean 6 is 3. Yeah, 5 or 6 is 3. So you wouldn't need a lot for it to happen for it to be.
And there are plenty of 3 threats that would be useful in any given situation where you're just like, what do I need right now? I just need someone to punch somebody. Valkyrie's in my roster. Let's bring Valkyrie.
Yeah, didn't get Valkyrie. Yeah, Valkyrie didn't make my 4 or 5.
we need someone to just be a real speedster up there. I didn't quite have room for Quicksilver in this game.
Look, here he is anyway.
Oh, here he is. Yeah, amazing.
And he's got 3 power ready to.
And he's got 3 powers to do his extra long move and everything. Oh, love it.
We haven't talked about him yet. But basically, this card is bananas. I feel like it's. You have to take Sinister. he's not a bad character. He's not as super good as I thought he was going to be.
But this is why.
But this card makes him that.
I think these two together are why. Like,
yeah.
And the other one, I'll talk about now. Like, it is really good. It just doesn't blow your mind.
You take these two cards together, kind of. I think that the idea is you take these together.
Then you're investing a lot in this character, though.
Yeah, but it's another character. Like, why wouldn't you? It's one power.
No, that's an interesting thing. Would you start the game with 3 tactics cards if it meant on turn 2 you got an extra character? That's something that you need to ask.
The amount of games I've gone through.
The answer is nearly always yes. Yeah. And the answer is nearly always yes. Like, what can Guardians of the Galaxy do with their team's tactics cards? They can discard them and get a reroll,
which they don't need because they're already dead.
Like, what does this do with the tactics cards? It gives you another character. This is bonkers. Forced Extraction is an unaffiliated active team tactics card. So Mr. Sinister may spend 1 power to play this card. Up to 3 allied characters within 3 of Mr. Sinister suffer a damage. Mr. Sinister gains genetic sample tokens equal to the amount of damage suffered. Did you want 3 genetic tokens for any reason?
I think I might have.
Spend a power, just do the damage, gain the tokens. I don't know how often you're playing this without cloning banks. I got to admit, I haven't looked too heavily at Mr. Sinister's card because it's.
I'll tell you now. The genetic samples basically give him the option to remove a special condition from the character.
Okay.
I think that's it. Oh no, he can also heal with them as well.
I was about to say, I think he could. Yeah, I thought he could heal. So there are things.
Oh, he can also give. So he can do lots of things with them. I lied. He can either remove a condition from himself.
Yep.
For free, and a genetic sample. He can spend the power to give and a genetic sample to give an enemy character root.
Okay. Yeah. Nice.
And he can heal with them as well. So no power, but. Oh no! Sorry.
Just have. Would you rather?
It's not heal. It's to reduce damage suffered.
Would you rather just have another character?
Yeah, but I mean, later in the game, you can still be doing this stuff anyway. So, like turn 2, turn 3, I get a new character, and then turn 4 onwards, he can do whatever he wants with it.
I think this is really interesting. It's so cool. It's so
also. Oh no! Wait, he wouldn't have the power for it. I'm just thinking. I was brainstorming then as well. I was like, what you could do is forced extraction into a Scarlet Witch heal Whims of Chaos and just heal them all back up.
Yep.
But then that wouldn't work. She wouldn't have the power to do that. I mean, she might do, but probably unlikely.
She's hit someone. She's got a nice little builder. But yeah, these two are great. And I'm not even sure if they're the best part of the box, because I think the card we're going to talk about now is like the card we're going to talk
arguably they are.
Is the one that I was like, this is why I'm buying the box.
This is why you're buying the box. I'm going to read this one because you read the last one.
I completely understand.
So we have another extraction. It's a 19 threat crisis. Deadly legacy virus cured? ? Place 3 legacy cures assets as shown on map E. Scoring. A player scores 1 VP for each legacy cure held by a character they control during the cleanup phase. Okay, pretty standard.
So it's actually pretty slow when you think about it.
It is a very slow. I mean, if this is very much like I look at this and think, no, this is like Montesi, like obviously without the cool attack. But
there is more. What happens with these legacy cures?
A bit of a block of text down the bottom here. Interact legacy cure. Pick up a legacy cure. The character must spend 1 power for each legacy cure it is holding before using this interact. So what that means is if you've got 1 already, you need to spend 2 power to pick up the second one. If you've got 2, it costs you 3 power to pick up the third.
Now that sounds very expensive, Matt. Why would I want to be doing that?
Well, there might be a reason.
Okay.
And I will tell you now. At the end of a character's activation, if it's holding 1 or more legacy cures, it may remove a special condition from itself. So that's nice as well. So
really cool.
It's only worth 1 VP, but as we've seen, there's been recently with a lot of characters, there's been a lot of special conditions being thrown around.
Yeah, and if you just don't have to shake those, and you're thinking, you know what, I can now spend both my activations attacking or moving and attacking. I don't need to worry about shaking it because I'm holding this leg secure.
Like,
big thumbs up.
I'm not sure about the wording on bleed, because I think bleed's at the end of the activation as well.
Oh yeah.
No. I don't know if you could. Normally, the controlling character chooses the order things happen, isn't it? So you could choose to remove it before.
So I think you could choose to remove bleed before
you take the bleed. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that would be how that works. But
I agree.
Just would need to 100% confirm that. But I think that's how it works.
But still, this seems very expensive if I want to hold more than one legacy cure.
Yeah, right. I know. So just in case that the option comes up to hold all three for that sweet 6 power, that character is immediately KO'd.
That's rubbish, Matt.
Yeah, it is.
That can't be where the full stop is.
It wasn't. Okay. And its controlling player scores 8 victory points. Remove all the legacy cures from the game.
So you can't score. This extraction is done. You have extracted the extractions. The character is dead. Play the secures if you haven't already won. And to be honest, if you're scoring 8 victory points and you haven't already won,
then you must have scored at turn 1. Somehow. We've been brainstorming it, and we've got nothing so far. But if someone comes up with something, please do tell us, because I want to hear the outrageous amount of plays and what you need your opponent not to do to actually do this turn 1.
It's characters like Quicksilver with Can I Borrow That? It's characters like Enchantress with Siren's Call. Mora's Kiss, sorry.
I suppose, actually, because... Oh, no.
Because you don't have to then pay.
Yeah, true, because you're just nicking it off them, aren't you? So
it'll be things like things like Criminal Syndicate's leadership ability to be able to pass things off. Things like Toad's ability to be able to pass things off. I think you're gonna probably need to do one of those 4 sort of abilities, whether that be Criminal Syndicate, whether that be Toad, whether that be Can I Borrow That, whether that be Mora's Kiss. I think those are the only ways in the game that you can pass around assets between yourself, or taking straight from the horse's mouth or the enemy at the moment in the game. But
did you mention Toad?
Toad. Yeah, Toad. The main reason I say that is because if you manage to take all 3 of these, so you spend all those 6 power and your opponent hasn't stopped you doing that at any one point, they deserve to lose.
Criminal Syndicate's ability to pass tokens?
Oh, Matt, you're not even listening to me, pal.
Yeah, I know. I was listening, but then I was just thinking, I think that might be only once per turn anyway.
Yeah, I think it is only once per turn. So, but if you pick up 2, and then you can...
yeah, that's true.
Like a long mover can go get the back one and bring it back.
Definitely a possibility.
I think
the
big thing there is it's another EMAP, it's 19 threat, and it has an alternate win condition basically on there. And I think there's going to be many people trying to build to get that. And the reason being is 8 victory points is massive. If you thought the 6 you got from evacuating the civilian was big, I think the 8 here is definitely worth trying to game for.
Yeah.
But whether or not how early you can do it, is really going to make or break.
Yeah.
Your game plan.
I don't think this is something. I think this is something that personally, I think I wouldn't try and play for it, but if I get the opportunity to do it, 100% I'd be doing it.
That's it. It's the opportunity, isn't it? It's if the opportunity is presented to you, you take it. If it isn't, don't force it, because you're probably going to be putting a character out deep into enemy line, where they'll just get beat up.
And I think it's been said as well, the possibility if someone goes aggressive with this, grabs theirs, charges forward to grab the middle one, they could have just delivered you the 2 that you need to win. Exactly. You could run in, punch them in the face, be like, thanks for these 2, run them back to your lines, give them to whoever, and be like, thanks for that, just give me the game.
Yeah, absolutely. But I love to see this sort of thing where you have to ask yourself the question, am I going to play for this? Is this something I can build around, and will this get me the win?
Yeah.
All in all, it's enough to make me pick up the box. I wasn't really intending on picking up Mr. Sinister because not really my sort of the character I sort of go for in the game, but boy is that Crisis card very cool. And you know, even if it turns out to be not that great competitively, I love the idea of it. So
well, I mean, I had to, and then I even came home and painted my Sinister.
Okay, so just to point this out here, Matt and I are recording this. Well, we started about 8 o'clock. Matt and I met up at the gaming store at 3 o'clock. We probably stayed in there for about an hour.
I got home.
Takes Matt half an hour to get home. Yeah. So he has glued it, based it, or sprayed it, painted it, had dinner, and talked to us in the space of 4 hours.
I mean, I'll just...
Well, 3.5 hours.
I'll just whack it up on screen. It is bluer than it looks in this. I haven't got the light on it, but yeah. He has like it's quite a dark blue, I admit, but it's like a metallic dark blue on his chest and arms and stuff. So it is bluer than it looks in that picture, but
it's amazing. It's so good. I don't know how you do it.
It's fine. Like it was.
You always say that you play for tabletop standard.
It's tabletop standard. It's fine.
But I think it's slightly above that. You know, I like how you've done the greenish smoke is really cool.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty happy with how that's come out. Yeah.
Yeah. And in the same time, my walk home is slightly longer. It's about an hour's walk home. But I've only managed to glue my Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch together, which, to be fair, for me, that's pretty good.
I'm impressed.
Thank you. I've sprayed them as well.
There you go. That's further than you've got with some of the old models.
Like I'm ready. Yeah, it is actually. I just want Quicksilver. Scarlet Witch.
To be fair, before I went and got these ones, I finished Medusa and Crystal.
Oh,
but they're to a much lower standard because I just didn't enjoy painting those models.
Really, I'm looking at
Medusa. I really like the crystal. I really like the crystal model, but I just didn't enjoy painting them. So I finished them to a standard that I'm meh. They're fine for now. At some point, I'll probably go back and do a bit more, but then I probably will play them. But at the moment, they're done for now.
Awesome. And I think talking about being done for now,
you are done for now.
Probably us till tomorrow.
Probably tomorrow night. Yeah.
Yep. Where we will get a little sneak peek into Matt's Brotherhood lists. And character we'll talk about at the end, TBD. Probably a defender. Yep.
UK Giant Fist. It doesn't matter. They got revealed similar time. So
yep. Awesome. We'll leave that little nugget for you guys. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, Matt. We got to talk about some very cool cards, some cards that you guys might not have seen before. If you have any questions or if you have any ideas about how to use them, comment down below, let us know. And yeah, just like, share, subscribe, and we will see you next time.
See you later.